Kick it.
Folks, it's more continuing CES coverage here, and we are in the Blu-ray booth. And if you were just with me on the prior video, when we're up at HD, it's a different situation down here. It's bustling, lots of people, lots of activity. People are excited. Tony, they have a reason to be excited, aren't they? And Tony's with Panasonic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tony Jeselowski with Panasonic. Well, the exciting news, as you just alluded to, is on Friday when Warner announced exclusive support to Blu-ray. This is a tremendous support to Blu-ray. Although during the year of 2007, Blu-ray has been outselling our competing format by 2-1. So this is only going to make the consumer's choice a lot more realistic now that with Warner we now have 70% of the software content is exclusive on Blu-ray. Why would you want to buy any other competing format?
Doesn't this kind of play out a long time ago when we had the VHS/beta, kind of almost war? And do you see this essentially now deciding where Blu-ray is it's going to tip completely in Blu-ray's favor?
Well, it is a little bit different because in VHS and beta they were recordable formats, so a lot of people could record off-the-air programming. And in the early days of the format, pre-recorded media was less of a factor. But there are some similarities that can be drawn from this. Obviously, if you have 70% exclusivity in software content, that's a significant plus. So I think in that aspect there are some similarities.
Now there's a lot of companies that have obviously invested a lot of money in HD DVD, and so as the balance tips, and consumers are going to probably now be looking more towards buying a lot of more Blu-ray associated players based upon this news. What do you think that means for them? Are they going to have to go back, and these companies going to have to retool and jump on board, or they're going to go through the life cycle of the product? What's going to happen?
Well, that's a very good question. You'd have to ask our competitors as to what their next steps are going to be. As you said, it's relatively quiet up there. I think they're trying to figure out what their positions are. But, this doesn't really affect us. I mean, here at the Blu-ray Disc Association, you could see we have very strong consumer electronics brand support. And which means when we say the brands, we're talking about distribution support. And actually, when you talk to our retailers, we have very good retailer support for Blu-ray as a format. So I think that we're continuing on our very strong 2007 performance with 2-to-1 ratio support, more players. We have lots of new products being announced here by Panasonic and many of our competitors. So all of this is a good thing. For the consumer.
Personally, as a consumer, I had been kind of sitting on the fence, quite honestly, waiting to see where this was going to play out, and I'm sure a lot of people are too. Do you think this is just going to absolutely spike sales and cause a mass rush to buying Blu-ray to buying Blu-ray players?
Well, I think that was one of the reasons why Warner made the decision, is to make the consumer choice a little bit clearer by going exclusive with Blu-ray. I think they clearly chose Blu-ray as the better format, and noticing that they didn't want to have this format war continue by throwing their strong support, and they do have a significant market share behind Blu-ray, is going to make the consumer's choice a lot easier. So I think this is a good thing for the consumer. It makes their choice a lot easier, and the many products we have here at the show gives the consumer a choice of brand in terms of performance and in terms of pricing. The products have become more affordable, and of course more features. We're showing things like BD Live, which is going to open up a whole new world of interactivity for Blu-ray. And so this is only the beginning of Blu-ray in terms of taking off.
I know many of you that are in this audience have commented to me on my show and sent me email and voicemail feedback saying, hey, that you're waiting. Well, I think with the decision last week, I think we're well on a way to understanding who's going to kind of win this battle. I don't really want to call it a battle. Probably Tony doesn't want me to say that, but from my perspective, it has been kind of a battle. But definitely Blu-ray is on top right now, and looks like they will stay there for the foreseeable future. So,
yeah,
I'm sorry. So I want to thank you, Tony, for taking some time with me today.
yeah, thank you very much. And I really appreciate spending some time here at the booth and see what I've been talking about. It's reality.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's it for Blu-ray coverage here at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Kick it.